Hi guys, it's Nicole, and today I am finally back with an installment of Creating with Collections Volume 5. This was meant to be a year-long scrapbook challenge. It has gone past that. Lisa Brooks over at Life and Layouts is playing along with Volume 5. I am going to put in the description box down below this video a lot of information in case you happen to be new to my channel or new to this series. This is kind of my take on a kill-a-kit situation, but collection focused. Now, this first clip is when I started working on this layout, and this was months ago, like cold weather months ago. So my memory is not super great, but we're gonna get there. So this is the eighth layout that I've created, and one of the key things to creating with collections, especially when I run it with somebody, is no sharing of information. I love not knowing what Lisa's doing with the same supplies. I love waiting until her video posts for me to see, what she did with her eighth layout. And it just gets more fun the further it goes into a collection because we are different styles, different likes, different dislikes, and what we reach for is vastly different as well. So to get started, I found this green plaid, which I believe was from the coordinating petite prints that I had purchased with my kit. I've already cut a square out of the middle, which is fine. The sketch that I'm using kind of has a centered, kind of stacked strip design. So the majority of my photos and those strips of paper are going to go where that hole is. So I can go ahead and cover that up, no problem. Now, some of you are probably screaming at me for not gutting it further. You might be right. However, I just did not want to fight a large hole in the paper. And if I'm being completely honest, gutting paper is just not something that I tend to do very often. So it's not really in the forefront of my process. I've really been struggling with volume 5. And so for me, not gutting it, but getting the layout done is sort of the win here. So if me not gutting the paper is causing some stress to you, it's okay. I promise. This is very much intended to be a discover your personal preferences, discover your personal style type of challenge. And if gutting paper is something that you love, then gut your paper. If it's something that you don't love to do, it's okay if you don't. So I am trying to reach for papers that I've already cut into first, and I've just been using a regular letter size page protector to kind of corral all these offcuts. I had a bunch of these border strips from the cut apart paper. So I am trying to get some of those used up. I'm really kind of looking at the size of the scraps to try to see what can I kind of try to get used up on this, while also trying to still pick things that I like the color of, I like the pattern, and that kind of a thing. So I'm going to go through and pick these, get them trimmed down. I want to say that all of these pieces are roughly 8 inches wide, maybe. And the photo template, I want to say, is a Carrie Bradford one. And then what I did was I actually just not cropped it, but I like shrunk it down a little bit to make it smaller. And one of the photo areas, I filled in that area with just like white and put a text box on top of it and went ahead and formatted my journaling directly onto that just to kind of save myself a little time and use up one of those spaces on the photo template. I needed to trim this one down just a little bit more because you could see like the color from the next strip still on it. So a trick that I like to do, because you can't really hold this in your trimmer, is to put it on something and create kind of like a handle. In this case, a post-it note worked out really well. And just kind of double checking that I like the arrangement that I have here, marking off, trying to center this. I realized later I did not center it like left to right. Even when I had an opportunity to get it really centered later on, it's still slightly shifted to the left. But again, it's okay. we're going with photos documented, another layout created for the series, and, checking the box and moving on. Not all of the layouts that I create in a series like this are going to be like masterpieces and those works of art that I absolutely love. Sometimes it's just fighting through it, getting something documented, checking it off the list of photos that I wanted to get through, getting some of the supplies in the kit used up, and kind of picking myself up and going on. Now, I knew that at this point I was kind of done for the day, so I made myself a note that I knew I wanted to come in with those border stickers and add them when I was done stitching. I don't love to stitch when I have embellishments on my layout just because I'm kind of chaotic and messy and I tend to get my threads snagged on stuff. Thankfully, I had written those little notes to myself down because they came in really handy here in a minute when this clip is going to switch. I went ahead, I poked my holes, and I did all of my stitching, and then life kind of interrupted, and I packed up my kit and I set it on the shelf, and time just kind of kept going by. Lisa and I recently discussed creating with collections over on our podcast. I'm going to go ahead and link to that specific episode in the description as well. I'll also go ahead and pop it up in the eye above the actual video. There is a lot more information regarding the series kind of in that, how I kind of came about it, my thoughts about it, suggestions to people, a lot of information. So here we are, probably a week ago, pulling this back out, praying that I can remember what my like original thought process was. I was like, oh, great, journaling's done. Oh, look at this. I left myself some pencil notes. Let's just go ahead and do what past me wanted to do and put these sticker borders down here. I think these sticker borders for me, it was the fact that up until this point, I don't think I had used any of them. And I don't think that they are a true 12-inch size. And that's probably why I hadn't used any of them yet. So more than likely, I'm going to end up using them in bits and pieces like I'm doing here. I am putting the leftovers back on the sticker sheet. I have been known to tuck these behind photos, kind of tuck them into scenes. I, especially with creating with collections, I don't get rid of anything until the very end. I don't get rid of branding strips. I don't get rid of the smallest pieces of paper. Nothing gets thrown away until I am absolutely done. I've surprised myself in the past versions of this series with like the smallest things that I can die cut pieces from, things that I can kind of modify, change how they look. So I just keep everything, kind of put it back in the kit, kind of dig through it. I wanted to try to use up some of the like banners and stuff. I discovered that these chunky banners fit perfectly in that other photo opening that I have. So what I'm going to do is fill in behind it with some of the pink petite prints. And here's a case of I didn't got the green paper, but I'm going to be really conscientious of how much of this pink paper I use, and instead of filling that entire like photo block, I'm only going to do a little piece down here that sticks out underneath the little banner legs because I think it's because I don't love that green petite print, but I do love that pink one. So it's the ones that I find myself really loving that I will kind of eke out the smallest piece from. This is the part where I am not going to be able to find a lot of embellishments to put on this. And it's not that I couldn't throw a lot of embellishments at it. It just doesn't feel like it needs it. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I got to figure out a title. I grabbed one of those phrase banners. I'm going to sort of use it to build into a title. At this point, I have used up a lot of the pre-made titles, so that's when we start transitioning into building our own titles, and I'm going to go with my one of my best go-to techniques and make some dickers. These are basically DIY thickers. I have done this for years. I cut 2 layers with some white cardstock, and the white cardstock is the scraps that I've been throwing into this kit anytime I've like matted photos, needed a little bit of white cardstock. I just keep it in the kit to do things like this. So I'm going to cut the words or enough letters to spell out Christmas Eve. And I actually decided to keep this die set in with my kit. It is a really good one that I had recommended a while ago. This is what I would consider a medium-sized alphabet. It's a really good, and there's a Santa that you can build. So I was like, okay, we're going to keep him and maybe we'll use him later. This is another example of how I work my process. I'm looking at my layout and I'm trying to decide what color do I want these stickers to be? What color do I think is going to have enough contrast? And do I have that color? I felt like the silver in the collection would be a good one. I didn't like the silver with the multicolored polka dots because I think that it would be too large of a print for this small of a letter, if that makes sense. So the back side of the printed border sheet on the 6x6 version is like a tone on tone silver. I've already cut a bunch of circles from it. I only have scraps, but again, I don't get rid of anything until the very end. So I had briefly shown you guys like the two scraps that I had, and this third layer that I do with the pattern paper is the only one that I really will take the time to line up the letters and use tape on because I want that pattern to kind of continue across the letters. This one isn't the best example because you can't really tell that it's a stripe when it's cut this small, but directionality on a pattern paper for letters, I think can sometimes matter. So I am going to go ahead and glue all of these layers together. Eventually, I do remember to put the T on there. For a second there, I was like, why does this look so weird? And like I said, it's usually, we talked about this on the podcast, it's usually around that middle kind of halfway point through a Creating with Collections kit where I start running out of those easy go-to options for some things. In this case, it's those title pieces. And that's when I have to start getting a little bit more creative and either combining things that are like the phrase stickers or the banners that have phrases on them. But if I want something larger, I want something that is custom to the topic of my layout, then that's when, I'm going to bring in something like some letter dies and the papers from the kit and kind of make my own. These I find really relaxing to put together. So I was kind of happy that I decided to make tickers because it just felt like, okay, I can do this. I can do this while I sort of marinate and think about what else am I going to put on this layout. I'm at the point in the kit where using paper is not difficult for me. Some of these die cuts are sized weird for my personal preference. They're very large. And my go-to is to use more of the medium and small shapes, and I've used a lot of those. I also haven't been really touching those kind of horizontal banners. I'm going to get the Happy Holidays one on this layout. But that's one of the things that I kind of start to think about when I'm working on this layout. I'm thinking about 9, I'm thinking about 10, I'm thinking, 3 or 4 layouts ahead. And I'm also looking at the things that I haven't used yet, things that I keep avoiding, and trying to really see if I can find a way to use them or repurpose them or design around them. And those are the kinds of things that stretch your creativity. Now, these are beautiful and awesome. I'll link these. These are in Lisa's Etsy shop. She created these to perfectly match Tinsel Time. And this is the font that she named after me because she knows I like a good like Century Gothic, like basic, no feet on the letters kind of thing going on. So I'm gonna pull out these green ones and spell out visitors. And what's nice about this is you can basically just copy and paste when you need another letter. And she's got it set up where you can have your machine cut it for you with only, I think I've got like 8 letters here. I'm not going to bother pulling out my machine and cutting them. I love the fact that as long as I go through and take the time to do this arrangement where you just make sure that they are all aligned along the top, I'm going to go ahead and print them and then I can just trim them with my trimmer. I did forget to turn my camera on when I was doing this, but I just cut them on my paper trimmer, put a piece of foam adhesive behind them, and use them just like any other like tiny type style letter sticker. I also forgot to film myself essentially gutting that green paper. I saved the frame, put it back in my kit, and then matted the entire layout on a white texture cardstock. I just felt like, I don't know, it needed something. And usually my go to answer is mat it on something else. I didn't want to waste an entire 12 by 12. I didn't want to mess with gutting another 12 by 12. I felt like I needed that pop of white that I have kind of going on in the center with my photos. So this was a good solution. And then I still felt like I needed something. So I'm going to go ahead and do some hand stitching around this outer edge with a coordinating green thread. So you'll see that when this clip ends and the photos pop up. So as a reminder, playlists for previous seasons of this series are down below, as well as this current season. Lisa's video directly to her layout number 8, which is going to go up at the same time as mine. So you make sure to go and watch her version and where she's at with her kit. A link to her letters, and I will go ahead and search where I got the sketch from. Basically, if you're looking for anything, head down below. With that, I'm going to leave you guys here. I would appreciate if you guys could give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down in the comments below and share with your friends and let them come watch my chaos. With that, I'm going to leave you guys here and I'll catch you later. Bye.